But as we get older, what we want in life changes.
Yeah.
And we might struggle to get what we want. So how do we work with the inner child that way?
Yeah, it's a really good topic. And like we've spoken about before, I can relate so much to the fertility. I'm on my own years into a fertility journey. And my tools, like that we're talking about, I actually don't know if I could have managed without them. The thing with, as you said, fertility and meeting your person, there's an element out of it that's completely out of your control. You cannot control. You can't say to me, on this date I'm going to have a baby. Next month I'm going to be pregnant. This round of IVF is going to work for me. But what Inner Child helps us do with that is, first of all, if you can separate yourself from the fears that keep coming up. So we've been on our fertility journey for, God, I think it's over 3 years now, maybe 3.5 years. We've done IVF. We've the rigmarole, the rigmarole that comes with it, all the trying to find answers and everything.
And are you just not finding answers?
We found answers, finally.
I had no answers initially. So I had the opposite. I don't know if you're getting pregnant or not getting pregnant, but I was getting pregnant. Yeah. So I had the opposite. I had super fertility.
Okay.
So effectively what it was every time you tried, I got pregnant. So I've been pregnant like 7 times and maybe 1 chemical pregnancy.
Yeah.
But I used to tell myself, which was strange, I used to tell myself growing up, because my mom and my grandmother, my grandmother, I was like, had 9 children, and my mom got pregnant really easily. And I used to tell myself, I'm never going to struggle getting pregnant. I'm never going to struggle. And I didn't struggle getting pregnant, but it was
staying pregnant.
Yeah. What happened to me was effectively, it was just, I have very receptive uterus. So every egg implanted, but every egg is not a good egg.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Even though I was young when I started trying, I was 32. And then I went to recurrent miscarriage specialist, and I was like, I'm going for IVF, went to an IVF consultant, and they were like, oh, we're going to just genetically test your eggs, put them in. And my obstetrician was like, no, that's not for you. You're getting pregnant. And I said, what do you expect me to do? And he put his hands in prayer and looked up, and I was like, so you want me to pray to God?
Oh, that was his answer?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But effectively, looking back, I kind of understand what he meant. Okay. What he meant was, you are getting pregnant.
Yeah.
It is going to happen for you.
We just don't.
But you just don't know what egg is going to be the one.
Yeah.
But I couldn't take that answer.
Yeah.
So anyway, I went to California that Christmas, was coming home doing IVF, and I got pregnant in California, and I was 4th time lucky. But I had gone seen a recurrent miscarriage specialist, and he said, the minute you get pregnant, I want you on Claxane blood thinner, aspirin, and this particular folate, because I had this gene I call it the motherfucker gene. It's MTHFR.
Oh,
yeah. And I don't know.
Yeah. So mine is different. I've never been pregnant apart from we did 1 round of IVF that was successful and then didn't stay around. We had a miscarriage.
Oh.
And so looking back now, I'm in a very good place with it right now. But it's taken a lot to get me to like this kind of headspace with it. When I look back over my life of the last 3 years, as soon as we got married, it was like, okay, time for a baby, let's do it. But I also had all of these other things that I really wanted for myself. I wasn't working for myself at that stage. I was still nursing. We were trying to buy a home. We're both self-employed, so there's a big rigmarole with that. And I really, really wanted those things. And looking back now, I can completely see why things unfolded the way they have. But it is the lack of control and the uncertainty that is, I think, the most triggering part, because like you said, almost everything else in our life we can control. We cannot control the date that we have a baby. And how my inner child stuff has helped me is, I always think when we're manifesting, there's stuff within our power always. There's always things that we can do. But there's still always an element of, okay, I don't know when. Like, I can't say how this is going to happen, when it's going to happen. So I use it to look at my side of the street. I'm like, okay, how do I feel about me having a baby? Like, is there anything that comes up for me around like how my life will change, about like what might happen with my work, about my relationship? Just looking at, okay, do I actually have like massive fear around this? Is there a part of me that maybe isn't ready yet? And it's just me looking inside and going, okay, I can do little things to help with this. When I look at inner child work and how it's helped me, she is that part of me that is shit scared that it's never going to happen. She's the part of me that's like, what are we going to do? I don't know. Like, this has been the longest thing. Are we not good enough? Why is everyone else getting pregnant and I'm not getting pregnant? It helps me separate myself from it. So again, like, we are not that voice in our head. We're the one that hears the voice. But sometimes it's so loud and so strong that it takes over. So again, like you said earlier, it just brings so much compassion in. I'm like, I hear you. I understand. We can do little things for ourselves to help us feel better. And also, I think one of the most important things when you're creating something in your life is being able to hear your intuition, like your inner guidance system. And if my fear is so loud, I'm not making decisions from me. I'm making decisions from that part of me that is shit scared that it's never going to happen. So using her as a tool has helped me tune in and go, okay, is this fear or is this my intuition guiding me towards my next step? And there's been so many times on the journey where I'm like, okay, that was my intuition. I was able to follow it. Even we did our round of IVF in July and we had a miscarriage, but the IVF clinic were like, okay, let's go again. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. And my intuition was like, no, there's a reason. There's a reason that you're not getting pregnant. There's a reason that this isn't working. So it's like, I'm just going to listen to that. I'm going to pause. And it was the best decision because we would have spent thousands and rounds of IVF.